Okay, well, first of all, welcome on board.
Thank you.
Normally, when new ownership comes in, it's normally when kind of the team isn't doing so well, but it's the opposite here at Swindon. So, how has that been for you to kind of get your head round? It's only been a couple of days, but how has it been so far?
It's a nice effect to have. I went round on Saturday and introduced myself to quite a lot of the supporters, and everything that came back was very, very positive. Positive on the fact that we've come in and taken over the club, and positive going forward. So it's nice and refreshing to have that sort of feel about the place, rather than what are you going to do, how are you going to do this. We had none of that. It was just nice and refreshing to be having that support.
And you played football professionally.
Yes.
You're kind of a football man. Do you think that's important to have somebody like yourself who knows the game, has been involved with the game, rather than the other thing? It might just be kind of purely businessmen. Do you think that's important? Do you think you've got important kind of attributes to bring?
I think it's important to understand how a football operation works. That's where Jed asked me to get involved, because effectively I have for the last 20 years been involved in clubs. I'd like to bring that experience to bear here at Swindon, and so my role is to oversee that commercial income. If we can improve it, that's fantastic. That's my job done. But at the same time, we'd look to look at costings. Are we sort of spending too much money in certain areas? And if we can reduce that without reducing the service side of it, then that's something I'd also look at as well. Well, we will be looking at obviously the ticketing side and the pricing structure, but I think everyone's hurting at the moment in the country, not just Swindon, but people are hurting financially. So if we can help sort of ease that burden, so to speak, then going forward, then that's what we'll try and do. It's very difficult for me at the moment to quantify where we might want to be in 4 weeks or 5 weeks' time, until we actually sort of sit down as a group and decide what we want to do for next season. So it's early days as far as we're concerned, which is a little bit of a cliche from a football parlance, but we will look at all avenues, and if we can introduce something where it's already in place but give them extra benefits. I'm a firm believer that from a season ticket holder's point of view, what's the benefit of being a season ticket holder? Yeah, price point, but are there other benefits that we can introduce for that person to go and purchase a season ticket? So is it something that we can utilise from a discount point of view? Something along those lines, where it's an added benefit to actually purchasing a season ticket. I started at Luton Town when I was 14, spent a very good 8 to 9 years there, eventually turning pro with them, and playing in a very, very good side that had the likes of Malcolm McDonald and Don Givens there. I opted to go into non-league football and get a career in sales and marketing. I spent then 13 years in Australia, where I was coached and managed and worked in the local industry, and came back here in 1992 to get involved in professional game again. I've been at 5 or 6 sort of clubs over that period of time. My last club being at Brentford, where I headed up the commercial side of their business. So I think I bring quite a healthy experience into that sector.
Yeah. And I'm looking at kind of like the finances and the current things that you're going to oversee. What's kind of been your first impression so far? Are there things? Is there good things that you've noticed? Or things that you can improve?
Well, as I've said, my first game here was on Saturday. I had an overview of every department, and I was very, very surprised how well run the operation was. The service sector, the deliverance of food, the quality of the food, and the staff themselves were very, very good. So, from my point of view, it means that I can improve in certain areas, hopefully, if there is an improvement to be done. If not, then, as it says, you don't change it.